crotch. We're definitely going to keep that. That's going to go after, including this part where I'm describing it. It's going to go after the...
We like cats.
We're all treating families.
Yes. Yep. Happy. So proud.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to BLIPcast, episode 28, the Boring Lives of Interesting People podcast. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Katie, Lady Laumes, Case with the K. No.
Oh, that's
what
right.
What was it?
That's right.
Oh, it's been changed.
No, it hasn't been changed. It's just like a temporary...
It's seasonal.
Yeah.
Well,
I just have to find it. Vamp.
Vamping. Joining us this week is
are
Jackie, three-peat guest. That's been Jackie. Thank you.
All right.
And I'm out, guys. See you later.
Our mic. All right.
Okay, so...
Katie, what was this nonsense I sent to you again?
It's Katie Lady Turkeys, Chaos with the Pilgrim hat, Mezmiro the 22nd PhD, a.k.a. the new Gobble K. That's my name.
That's her Thanksgiving Day name.
But
Yes.
Because Thanksgiving was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
We could have said today's Thanksgiving.
I would not spend Thanksgiving with you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a harsh world.
It just got real and sad. And
Just got real.
depressing.
I would spend it with your cat, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your cat's pretty amazing.
Listeners and viewers, if you hear jingle jangle, that's my cat. The one I mentioned last episode, who was just under the bed the whole time, is now out and about and sniffing around and doing cat things. And he's about to make an appearance, I think, in the back of the
gonna
studio
jump up.
couch here. Oh.
Sorry. I was collab. Oh, but it was crashed. I'm just not on my game lately. Oh my gosh. I'm messing up.
Okay.
I'm not funny anymore. Guys, I'm not funny. I lost my humor. I don't know if I ever had it, but I sure don't have it today.
It's been too long, and now that you just you're rusty.
I'm so rusty.
Rusty Jacks.
Rusty Jacks.
That
sounds
sounds like a
so
really awesome
dangerous.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of jacks that are rusty and like being really metal and like throwing them at people, waiting for them. Because you know, like jacks, you like throw up the ball and then you like try and grab
Right.
them.
Do you study throw the ball first as a distraction, and the jacks, because then they get what's the one where you get shots for it if you get stabbed with metal?
Tetanus.
Tetanus. You just give them tetanus.
Well, I guess I was thinking about it because I was thinking you throw the jacks, but that's not the correct thing. You throw the ball up and then you try and grab jacks. So I guess you have to throw the ball up and then slam your hand down on the rusty jacks, and you have to try and get all of them in your hand. Sorry, am I not talking loud?
You're talking like that.
I get really
Every
excited
person
and
does that.
I motion. I don't really remember what to do with microphones anymore.
Well, at the state, we're bringing up the station. It's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
over. Right? They were just on a thing anyway, so just talked into it.
Yeah, and I never really listened to them after Tyler and I started our own show because we could only have one person listening, and we were like, meh, unnecessary.
Rude.
Super
Sorry, little
jingles.
bastard. Makes even more noise. So, what have you been up to since last time you've been on? It's been a bit.
It's been a bit. I
You
think
were
it's
on-
been like 2 weeks. I think it's been like 2 weeks.
I mean, we actually haven't had a guest in a while either.
Yeah,
I think
that's
last
true.
one was Ryan.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
actually.
just 'cause he was out front. We're like, Ryan, get your ass in here. But yeah, you were in the last studio.
I've been in all three as
Mhm.
mentioned previously, but I don't
In
know
the
if
bonus
it was
content.
recorded. Yeah, okay, it was bonus
It was
Bonus.
somewhere. Hmm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Bonus Jonas.
So what have you been up to since then?
Well, I quit my full-time job.
Good. Fuck
Yeah.
the man.
I'm still at my part-time job, which is doggy daycare, which is the
Sounds
best.
Awesome.
And I've just kind of been applying for jobs and trying to be an adult, and it's been weird.
I know that one. How's that going? Being an adult.
It's not well. I'm just like overqualified for so many things. At least I think so. And then like not even getting interviews, or like getting an interview and then not getting callbacks, and it's a little discouraging. But it's only been like a month and a half, so what do I really have to say? But I know some people who work for the Oakland Unified School District, so I'm gonna start working at a school in Oakland, and I'll be working there full time, but in the mornings, and then I can
What
go
are
to
you
the
doing at
dogs
the
in the
school?
afternoon. Just like being an aide for a teacher's aide,
Okay,
not
cool.
like teaching or anything, because I
So
don't
you're
have
gonna
those
get like
credentials.
finger paint and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, and it's just like, all right, hang out with kids and dogs. That sounds great.
You like
It's a
kids
good-
and dogs? It's pretty boss.
I mean, it's completely different from what I was doing before. So
Yeah, why'd you
Which
quit?
is rappers, right?
it was rappers.
Which are like giant kids.
I will give the nice answer.
Okay.
And it was just I'd gotten what I could out of it,
Okay.
and it was just my time to go.
I understand.
We'll talk about the real answer after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna put that on the bonus.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. We'll make sure our little red lights are off for that. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as far as the whole job
Yeah.
search thing. I'm
And-
gone in 7 months.
Yeah, see, I mean, I know that I'm so lucky to have this opportunity of having a job already,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Oh God.
and then having this job available to me. So I can't really like say anything because I know friends who have been like trying for like a year. So
Yeah.
what can I say?
Wait, you're gone in 7 months? What does that mean, sir?
Not having a job.
Oh,
or,
I have
job
gone in
searching.
7 months.
Oh, gone. Okay,
Since
I understand.
What graduated May or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. What I've noticed in all applications is that they'll require experience in the job you're applying for, but you're not able to get the job you're applying for because you don't have experience.
Right.
So it's like in the cycle.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard.
Just pretend you do.
I thought about doing that last time. Like I did an application last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I was honest in one part, and I got an instant response that I wasn't qualified. So I'm gonna go annoy some people and try and see if I can get a job that way.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's the
Might be
only
worth
way.
it. If nothing else, I
Way.
tried. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, sort of, because they're demoting me at work because I have school, and because I can't like make the
Minimum requirements.
Full
that's words.
You work in retail, right?
Yeah,
Have we ever said where on here? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, you don't
We've
have to
alluded. But
we've alluded.
Let's keep
That's-
alluding
well,
because
see,
alluding's fun.
That's what I was like. I was like, do I know the answer to this question? I
You
know that
probably
you work
do.
in retail, but I can't recall where. But were you like a manager or anything?
No, I was a cash office associate,
Okay.
and like they had interviewed. Well, they didn't interview me. I was going to interview for a manager position, and then they were like, "Well."
I just made a face at the cat.
We should really lock him out for future episodes. Focus.
Oh, you're
Sorry,
so
sorry.
cute.
Cats are
Okay,
distracting.
Yeah, and so they didn't want to give it to me because the person, like my co-associate in the area that I work in right now,
Associate.
was shut up.
Sorry.
It's more complicated
It's
than
got real.
that. He was applying for another management position, and the person in charge of us didn't want to like lose both of us at the same time because apparently no one else in the store can actually
Do their
function and do that job.
job. Mhm.
So that cat is really distracting. Bill Hartman.
Should I put him out? I will.
No.
All right. He may poop
Um,
outside the door. I know the other cat does that.
But yeah, so they're like, well, we're just gonna change this job on you for funsies, and we know you can't actually.
It's his laser.
This
I'm
is a
still
distracted episode.
still listening. It should be like the distracted case files.
They
Train
can't
of
lose
thought.
you.
Yeah.
both, So.
And so they're gonna change your job on you
Right, and
for funsies.
they know that I can't make all 4 days, so they're just like, screw it. We weren't going to punish you because you haven't done anything wrong, but it just so happens to be the case that your job is the only job within that pay grade like level,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm getting demoted because they don't want to promote me because I
Aw.
can't work like the specific hours
Yeah.
for a
Dick
promotion.
move,
bummer.
place at Katie works. No one
Yeah.
likes you already.
It's true.
Those
so
are my frustrated noises.
they're pretty
in case
good.
you couldn't tell.
I should like record them and then like just
Well, they're being
Yeah, we
recorded.
have them now.
Yeah.
We'll just put them on your phone or something.
Yeah, and that can be your text tone.
It's too good. I want that too.
You know, I've had a lot of practice in my time off.
You're just looking at dogs.
Just like, dude, I talk to those dogs all day. I'm just like, what are you doing? Oh yeah, tell me about it. And
What do
they
they-
just
what do
look
they
at
say?
me. They just bark
Oh.
and they just look at me funny, and
Seems
it's
rude.
great.
Seems like rude
It's not
response.
rude. They just like to make noises back.
Well, this guy here, whenever I open the door, he's doing something he shouldn't be. He's just. So I'll be asleep and I hear, and I'll just open my eyes and he'll like be on top of my TV balancing. I'll just be like, no.
he wants to do rambunctious things, but then he feels guilty about it. So he's like, well, at least if I tell him and know him, I've
You
done
should
it.
stop me because I'm about to do something awful.
I'm doing a jerk thing and I'm letting you know now.
Jackie, I was recently in your neck of the woods.
I know.
Down in Oaktown.
And he never texted or called me to tell me that he could hang out with me, and it was so rude, and I had done nothing, and I could have hung out with him.
called out.
Yeah. I had to see via Instagram that was like, ended up in Oakland, and I was like, hello?
I get it.
I'm in Oakland?
I get it. I'm sorry. busy.
Can you just make your cat noise? I'm like,
do it again.
that sounds like a pigeon
That's
cooing.
what the noise he killing?
Cooing.
Cooing. Yes.
See? Katie knows what's up.
Yeah, she listens to you.
Oh, that's true. Listening is hard.
What is that noise? Oh, hey. So yeah, I'm sorry. I should have hit you up and be like, hey, I'm in Piedmont looking at hipster shit.
It's Piedmont.
I know. I wanted to call it the wrong thing on purpose.
Okay.
I'm in Piedmont looking at hipster things, getting fancy beer, and looking at Altoids and not Altoids, Altoids and stuff. So I went to a fancy cafe and got a tiny cupcake that was delicious.
What was it called?
It was like baguette, but no, it wasn't baguette. It was like a fancy French word, but it looked like
La
just-
Boulange.
Do you actually know? Is
That's like a thing that
Yeah.
exists in the Bay Area. I think it's also here too.
They were up here, but I think the last one shut down
Oh,
recently.
okay. And it's like a fancier cafe thing. I don't know if they sell cupcakes. I've actually personally never been into one, but I know it's like a nicer,
they're
like
mostly a bread place.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a nicer Lebu or like Panera or something.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Yeah.
Or Bodine is another one.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been a great
bread talk.
recollection.
Dogs, breads, cats. That's what the show is. So I went there, got that. I went to Antique Store. I got an old version of Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Haven't read it yet. Gonna.
So hipster.
Yeah, I'm kind of the worst. Oh, this hat I'm wearing right now, this beanie.
Uh-huh.
As you know, I'm a beanie person. It was actually made for me by a very polite British lady I work with.
What?
And by polite, I mean she's very polite on the surface, but if you make her mad, she's a fucking awesome, angry British lady. Like this, we worked together in retail, and this one lady like gave her shit, and as she walked away, she looked at her and was like, flipped her off, and, like made like a wanker symbol, and just looked at me like, "What, cunt?" This is the second time you've been on the show. I said that. Yeah, she said it. She's British. It's cute.
Debatable.
She's British. It's cute.
I don't like that you use that word.
No, I'm sorry.
I think you should bleep it out
Mm,
so that I don't have to listen to it
mm.
when I listen to this episode, because I totally listen to my episodes and I'm like, oh god, I have such a man voice. Oh, that was such a funny joke. Oh, good job team, good job team.
And those are the versions I send you where we're muted and it's just your voice, right?
Oh no,
Best.
well, that's not good. I don't enjoy listening to my own voice.
Anyway, you like British comedy? It comes
I
up.
do.
Yeah, it comes
I
up.
wanted to. Speaking of British things,
Yes.
did you watch, Katie? Did you watch for the one listening, not the one viewing? Did you watch the Doctor Who 50th anniversary?
No, I did not.
Ah!
I don't like Doctor Who.
What? I thought we talked about it.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought we talked about Doctor Who the last time.
We watched 2 episodes
We talked about
together
not liking
and
it.
didn't go
Oh.
any further.
Yeah.
Like, I've been meaning to. It's in my Insta-queue.
I've heard
I
it
haven't.
gets better.
I just
So
wanna
I'm
see
going to
Okay,
give it a
Dr.
Did
shot.
you-
Nine, or which
Yeah.
No, okay.
the guy with
Did
short
you
hair and the leather
did you
jacket.
start? Did you start with the first episode of 9?
Yes.
Is
Okay.
that the guy with the leather
Yeah,
jacket?
yeah. So first episode, you're like, what's going on? I don't understand this. Second
No.
episode definitely gets
We did
better.
too. 2 wasn't that good either.
Yeah.
Okay, but by the end, I promise you, by the end of the season, because in the beginning you're like, what's this? I don't understand this. At
That's not how
the
I
end
talk.
of the season, it's gonna be like he leaves after one season. They only have him
Right.
for one. You're just like, don't leave. You were so great. And then you're like, I'm not so sure about Tenet. And then Tenet comes in, and then you're like, bam, Tenet. You're awesome.
See, I listen to Nerdist podcasts. I know Matt Smith and David Tennant are both fucking cool.
Oh, they're the best.
So, like, I just want to get to the guys that I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I was, because I was like, okay, Tenet, like, I know that he's going to be really awesome, but Eccleston, I think that's his name. I
Not the
think.
guy.
Anyway, beginning of the revamp is definitely not an indicator of the rest of the show.
Okay.
Give it a few episodes; it'll be totally worth it. David Tennant is in every way the Doctor. I didn't want to burp into the microphone. I'm sorry, and I felt a burp coming on. David Tennant,
No problem coughing,
I
though.
firmly believe is 100% the Doctor with every fiber of his being. But Matt Smith is my personal favorite Doctor.
So
With
you're
it.
still telling us to skip that Doctor that we started with.
I'm just saying no, because you have to go through it, because you have to meet Rose Tyler, and you have to form the relationship that you will get with it. So
I'm just rewatching Parks and Rec right now, and I'm
okay,
enjoying that.
that's
So,
fair.
And I'm watching Star Trek.
TNG original series.
Oh,
what are we doing?
fine.
Deep Space Nine, actually. I'm trying to finish it.
Who knowledge somewhere else.
No,
I plan
want
to do it.
I want to like it because
You will.
like
You will.
most of the people who like the stuff I like
yeah,
Doctor Who.
yeah. It's
so,
it's just a natural progression.
Right.
I understand. But yeah, I was definitely like, what is this?
no, that wasn't even my reaction though. It was just like, this is stupid as hell.
It's very cheesy and it's very campy, but it's
That's what I
smart
hate.
and it's British and it's fantastic.
Oh,
Oh god.
You will also really like Captain Jack Hartman. I have a feeling he's really good in many ways, and he's a beautiful, beautiful man.
I'm gonna explain what just happened there.
Okay.
Phil Hartman got up on the computer and almost stopped the recording. We're good. Okay.
We're good.
Fucker.
He wanted to jump where the warmness was.
Probably. So now he's just gonna go
I feel
beat
like
up
that should be a
Gizmo.
title of a book.
He wanted to jump
where the
that-
warmness
That
was.
sounds like a really bad porn novel.
Katie?
I'll get on that.
Is that a... no. I was say, is that like a cat thing? But no, I don't want you to write about cats doing things. So let me get there. Or is it a furry thing? Or is that worse?
Furries make me a little uncomfortable.
If it's a furry thing, that's weird.
No, like no judgments on your lifestyle.
yeah, no.
But
No, you just said it's weird. It's fine.
Well, I mean, because if it's furry, then you're like writing about people in suits. But if it's like anthropomorphized, like animals, and I don't know, that doesn't have such a weird connotation to me, because it's not like they're pretending to be something they aren't.
they're just like animals.
They're
that
just
are
fucking
like,
like not.
human.
Yeah.
Humans. I
So-
don't even know what that is.
Does that mean you're gonna write about cats? Don't.
No.
Katie. Just.
that would be like writing about Khajiit.
I don't know
yeah.
what that is.
I know.
I thought you played Skyrim.
No.
I don't
On
know
what
that.
system? Look over
I
there.
don't
What
know.
do I have? I have a Super Nintendo.
I thought.
And in there, I have a
I
Sega
thought it
Genesis.
happened. I thought it happened sometime, and I was very confused by it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, guess that was a dream.
You dream about me playing Skyrim? That's not even
Apparently.
interesting.
I know.
We have a new cat in the room.
Yes, this is Gizmo.
Hi,
Yeah,
Gizmo.
And there's a gentle jingle in the doorway with Phil Hartman's eyes.
A lurking jingle.
The door's swinging. Oh, God, we're
Interrupting cat.
haunted.
Oh, he looked at the doorstop. He's gonna hit it and go like boing.
I'm glad I covered the ball and like the circle thing because that would have been annoying. So that night I went to Oakland. I then saw Pearl Jam. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it was so
it's
good.
The best.
Probably the best show I saw all year.
Can we talk about the MC Chris show that we saw together?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so a few months ago, Daniel and I hung out outside of the podcast.
Outside a podcast, outside a radio station.
It was
no
weird.
media was around.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And we saw MC Chris for Daniel's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray!
It was fun
Yes.
with Jesse Dangerously.
Yeah, and
Tribe One.
Tribe One. I wanted to call it
and
like something else.
something awkward.
Yeah, Doc Awkward.
Doc
He was really good.
Yeah, he was good.
I really.
When
Check
he
him
first
out.
started, I felt like he was really out of place because he did that song about like dancing in the clubs.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, so
and the nerd night. So.
yeah.
But then
So-
he did a song about Zelda.
Yeah, I got his CDs,
Mhm.
and they're like some of the songs are like not his best work, but some of them are really good. And one of them is actually Doctor Who related, and he's like talking about how he would rather stay home and get drunk and like do gaming stuff. And then he's like,
It's
and I'm
about
sending,
to get awful. in
He's like,
here.
I'm sending drunk tweets to Billy Piper, who's Rose Tyler on Doctor Who, and I was like, I'm sold. I love this. But yeah, some of his songs are really great, and some of his songs are, it's definitely a work in progress. But he's doing his thing. He's like a kind of hot nerd.
I downloaded the Boy Without a
Who's
Fairy EP.
I don't
which
know what that is.
That's all the Zelda songs,
Oh, okay.
and it's funny because he like samples song music from the.
Your cats are just biting each other's necks.
Gizmo just went in the cat box, so it may get awful soon. Just FYI. But yeah, I really enjoyed that show, and I'd probably see MC Chris again, even though he just kind of stood there and then told really sad stories.
Yeah, I was like, did I sign on for Sobfest 2013? What happened?
He just like got up there and he's like, this song's about when my dad died and shit was awful and I broke up with my girlfriend who's actually over there at the merch table right now. We got back together.
Yeah.
And life's good now, but it used to be really bad. Here's why it's really bad. This song's called Emo Party. I'm like, this is fitting, but the 5-minute ramble before then, that was rough.
I didn't realize how high his voice was in
And
real
that's
life.
just how he talks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked to him after the show and like took a picture and got some shit signed. And he's like, hey, dude. I was like, well, that's right. That's how you talk.
You're like, no, this is not a thing. This is you.
Yeah.
This is your life.
Like that he's my height. That makes
Can
sense.
we also talk about how someone made a head of his face?
Yes.
Or a head of his head? Oh God, that was so scary.
He posted that on his own like Tumblr and Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, someone made like a paper mache head of MC Chris from the cartoon and was just like staring at him from the crowd wearing it, and he brought him up on stage to dance.
And we were like, oh, this is one of his goons. Like, this is totally planned. And he was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing that's ever happened. Like, I'm so tripped out right now. I can't look at you right now.
So instead, he brought him up and made him dance.
It was really creepy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I also don't enjoy things like that. Like I don't like mascots. I don't like people dressed up as something else.
That's why you don't like furries.
Yeah.
What if they're painted? No, let's not go back to that.
Disneyland is like the only one where it's like kind of okay because it's Disneyland, but even then I'm a little bit
What about like Halloween?
Well, I mean that's different. I'm talking about like a mascot in like a giant costume that pretends to be a seal, and I'm like, I'm not okay with this. I'm not on board.
That's oddly specific.
Well, I just went to the Bad Kid thing, and he
okay.
captured the
Right.
seals.
Oh yeah. How was that?
So good. So sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was like several different things throughout the day, and so I was at there was one where so this kid, Make-A-Wish Foundation, I not everyone knows who's listening, so I feel like I should give a backstory. Make-A-Wish Foundation granted a 5-year-old kid, I think Miles, his wish. And it was to be Batman for a day. So they turned San Francisco into Gotham City, and he was Batman, and he did awesome things. And one of them, there was like a lady who was tied to like a muni track or a trolley track, and she had something tied to her, and he like had to rescue her from the tracks. And one of, I think it was like the Riddler who did that. And then they went to Union Square, and I think Penguin captured Lucille, who's the Giants mascot. And took him away, and then he had to go to AT&T Park and save Lucille, and then he went to City Hall, and they like gave him a key, and like a bunch of people were there. So I was at Union Square portion, which is like where the Macy's is, and like Play Powell and all that stuff. And unfortunately, I couldn't see much because I'm short, and there was so many people
And
there.
So was he.
Yeah. But we saw him like waving up in the window, and then like he walked out, and I got like a half a second glimpse of him, and that was it. But it was really awesome to see that many people there for this kid, and props to that kid, man. That is like the best Make-A-Wish, like involve an entire city, because like everyone's like, I want to go to Disneyland, so it's like you and your family, but this is like
This kid's selfish.
He was like, I am taking everyone that I can, and like his little brother was dressed as Robin, and that was the cutest.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty.
And yeah, it was just really awesome. So many people had so many signs that were just really great, and yeah. I was a little bummed because I thought that they might put like fake facades on like the buildings and you know, do like tarps and stuff, but they didn't. And I was kind of like, man, this isn't really like Gotham City. Like it's too bright. It's not dark enough.
That was my first thought. I was looking at the picture going, Batman keeps a way lower profile. There's only one Batman, not adult Batman as well.
He did have like a dude that was like walking around with him, and like I kind of feel that like he was kind of like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm excited. And like this guy was like, okay, we have to do this and this now, and he was like, okay.
Batman and other Batman.
Man bad.
Well, that's a thing from the comics. It's mostly man, or mostly bad rather than man.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, how he was doing so much in the daytime, I was like, that's not Batman. I had nerd rage for some reason instead of just being like, oh, this cute kid.
How dare this 5-year-old child not understand the true origins of Batman?
I like Batman. Do you?
Can you tell me about Batman and his story? What about Alfred? Do you know about Alfred?
Was there an Alfred?
No.
They should get Michael Caine.
Shut up.
Just had him like Skype in, just be like, hello there. Hello, Bruce.
That was a really bad impression of Michael.
This
Did I
whole
say
thing.
Michael Caine? Did I call him Michael Caine?
I think you did.
It's not Michael Caine.
It's Michael Caine in Dark Knight and the other one
Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Is it really? For some reason.
You know, from Austin Powers, that one movie.
Yeah. Is it really Michael Caine?
Yes.
Oh my god. His name is losing all meaning to me.
If you say it over and over enough, it's just
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Because for some reason I always get Michael Caine and Michael Keaton mixed up, but Michael Keaton was
That's
not quite.
not even close. But
they were both in Batman movies.
yeah, and Michael Keaton was Batman.
Yeah.
For some reason, we're just not convinced. Not convinced what I said was correct. Anyway.
So yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Did y'all do anything fun?
Fun?
Or did y'all do anything? Fuck it.
I went to see my family. It was almost not depressing.
It sounds like you're saying it through teeth that are put together.
Sound like you enjoyed yourself.
Yep. And there wasn't like fighting or anything. It was just kind of depressing because I learned about my nephew and bad stuff with him, so that was exciting.
We can come back to that off air as
Yep.
well. All right.
Yikes.
We got a lot to talk about off air.
We should make notes.
Yes. We should make notes about what to talk about when we're not doing the show.
What can we acceptable topics for us to talk about while not podcasting?
Yeah. Everything.
It was my grandparents and my grandma yesterday, and then Wednesday the roommates and I had a smaller thing too.
A Friendsgiving.
Pretty
That's
much.
nice.
And at both I just got carbo loaded.
Nice.
Because being a veggie at Thanksgiving, you just get potatoes
Yeah.
and bread.
That sounds like my heaven.
It was pretty fucking good. Like after y'all leave, or I can even offer you some.
Sorry, my phone went off again.
I have leftover mashed potatoes here, and shove you full of potatoes. Is that happening? All right.
So, funny story about mashed potatoes. My Nana always used to make cheesy potatoes for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then one year, you know how there's like stuff in a box? One year she tried to give us that. And I was eating it and I was like, okay, this tastes different. But like, I'm not going to like go up to my Nana and be like, yo, what the fuck you do to this?
That's kind of rude to speak to your Nana. Unless
Yeah.
she responds, shit, homie, get my dick.
Get off my nuts, yo.
Yeah, if that's how she responds, it's fine. But I doubt it.
Yeah, I couldn't see that like happening. But I was like, this isn't right. This tastes different. And then I guess she had like told my dad, and my dad told me, and I was like, I knew it. And then I was like, Nana, if you are not gonna make them right, you are not gonna make them. I will take over. So I've like taken over, and I mean I always make them with real potatoes. They're awesome. But like every year, my family brings up, that incident. And my Nana is like, you only knew because like your dad told you. And I'm like, no, like I knew something was wrong. But and so, yeah. And so that happened again yesterday. But I made real cheesy potatoes and they were awesome.
Oh, I thought you made them from a box and then had
No.
to one on a...
I'm not going to insult my family and do that.
That's nice of you.
Are you saying your Nana insulted your family?
Ooh, snap.
She's old enough that she can do that. She's
Okay.
earned the right to.
She's going to tweet about you and be mad.
I think she might have a
hater.
Twitter.
Oh, shit, really?
Well, she's like, so my Nana is a reverend, Church of Religious Science.
So she would definitely say get off my dick, then.
And she writes books.
Cool.
And so she's like, has a blog now. And I'm like, damn it. Like, I've been trying to start a blog. Like, how does my Nana have a blog before me? And so I think she has a Twitter, but it may just be stuff that she's posting from her blog. I haven't looked at it enough to know.
Follow her.
Via Facebook.
BLIPcast follower. You should be on. Get her side of the story. That's gotcha journalism.
You don't want to talk to my Nana. She'll say many inappropriate things about me. Maybe you do want to talk to my Nana then. Maybe you want to hear all the
I don't want
embarrassing...
to talk to you anymore. I want to talk to you.
I've been uninvited. There's a current cat freak out.
Yeah, she's becoming the chair.
All right then.
Did you guys go out for Black Friday or anything today?
No.
I was at work this morning, and I get to the city at 6:30 or 6:20. That's when my BART train comes in, and like all the stores were open. And I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah,
That's
Black
a thing.
Friday." Yeah, and then by the time I got off work, it was like 12, and I was walking, and then there was like a ton of people, like a ton more people. I was like, "This is crazy," and then I was like, "Oh yeah." So I pretty much forgot and then was re-reminded every time. But no, I did not go shopping.
Smart. No kidding.
No.
I worked at my place of work stuff, which was nothing. We had like a % off sale until 10, so it was pretty tame because no one gives a shit about a hardware sale on Black Friday.
I feel like I've noticed a lot more things that instead of doing like crazy deals, they're doing like 20 to 50% off instead of like 75, 80, and I don't know why.
Because people do it anyway, and so
Yeah.
they can make profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna make profit no matter what.
Well,
'Cause
more
there's-
profit.
yeah.
There's still a certain amount of impulse buying that's going to happen.
Yeah. But I've also, like, there was a lot more stores that were open, like, yesterday.
Yep.
And, like, that's upsetting to
Last
me.
year, my mom...
Black
for some
Friday
reason-
doesn't need to start on Thursday.
No.
Maybe
Well,
should start Friday.
I was telling my folks,
And
I'm
at
like,
a normal hour.
I wonder how long until Thanksgiving just becomes another day.
Yeah.
When they open all the stores at 8 in the morning and it's just a shopping day when it's
Yeah.
like a sale day.
Yeah.
And then they like give out free samples of turkey, and
Yeah, it just becomes like Costco. It just becomes
Yeah.
the place to go for that.
Oh.
But my mom and I went out last year.
Yeah.
Like Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. I don't know why she wanted to go, but I just went along with her because I was like,
Yeah. And,
I
you
got
know.
nothing to do. Fuck it. So we went to Walmart at like
Ooh.
9
In the morning or 9 at night?
a.m. that Thanksgiving day.
Christmas Day.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was unbelievably insane, and I don't know how like we navigated through the sea of people, and then after that, I don't know if she got the bug or something because she's like, "Do you want to go to Target?" And I was like, "Ugh, "You're driving." No.
Like, I
So
don't
we
want
went
this.
to Target, and the line went around the whole building.
Oh my
And
God.
I got in line, and my mom was going to park, and I was just like, I can't hang.
Can't do this.
She wound up going back at 11 a.m. the next day and still got the thing she wanted.
Oh my
which was-
gosh.
Made the whole like night trip worthless.
Useless.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that again.
So I'm currently looking at the green dots that are sometimes bump up and down, and sometimes they don't go up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm focusing on those ones over there.
Okay. I
Yeah,
was just
those are
looking
more
at, I was
accurate.
looking at the bright lights. That's
Oh.
what I like. Big city. Nope.
I'm doing Yankee Rose by David Lee Roth.
I'm not doing that song.
Bright Lights, is that Humphreys McGee, or what were you doing? Because I know that song. Do you know Humphreys McGee?
Pitch Perfect.
The movie's not bad. You're saying with shame, it's not terrible.
It's
What's her face is cute, and everyone has a nice face. What's her face?
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
God, I have such a crush on her.
She's adorable. That weird cup thing, I can't get over.
Yeah, so I saw an interview with her. She was like, because she's a Redditor. Like, that's what she is,
Yeah,
like,
totally.
publicly a Redditor. And she was like,
To Centaur or something. She's
Yeah.
a Redditor.
she doesn't hide her shame. She comes out. And she was just like, one day I decided I was going to spend my afternoon learning the cup song. And so she learned it. And then I guess, like years later or like months later or whatever, she was doing the movie. They found out she could do it. And they're like, you're doing this. Like, you have to. And so it wasn't for the movie she learned it. She independently learned it on her own because she decided it would be a good idea.
She seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also on Nerdist, and yeah, she's good.
She's like
She's a
talked
weird-
about her love for Taco Bell, which I already like. I was like, okay, I love you, but now I love you more.
Follow
But she's
her.
like, I can only like do it at midnight and like in my car in shame. And I'm like, you can only do it after midnight? Like, oh my God. Girl, we should hang out.
I want
and
Taco
just-
Bell now that you said it.
Yeah.
That's how they work.
I always want Taco Bell. Like, people are like, do you want to get Taco Bell? I'm like, don't even insult me with that question. Of course I want Taco
There's
Bell.
one on the way.
Okay, but
Wherever I
they
take
they
you.
currently don't have the
Fine.
beefy crunch burrito, which I'm so down with. I know it's not vegetarian.
That's fine.
but-
There's like two things I can get there, and those two things are delicious.
I have a friend who's vegan who actually eat at Taco Bell. So
Really?
yeah.
No, because their beans have lard.
Well,
Yeah,
they have
totally.
Fresca burritos, and so
Oh,
you just
yeah.
get it without beans.
Huh.
Yeah. Or you
Huh.
get it with like a
The Fresco
special-
ones are just black beans. And
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
doable now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got it though.
And she gave me an angry text on Thanksgiving that Taco Bell wasn't open, and I was like, "It's called Thanksgiving, not Tacos Giving." And she was
All day
like,
yesterday, I wanted a burrito. I got one today, not from Taco Bell, but I just wanted a burrito really bad. So good too.
It should be a new Thanksgiving food. Feud.
Well, I'm not really that into Thanksgiving food. I've never
Neither
been,
am I,
even
yeah.
like pre no meat days.
"I'm into cheesy potatoes." That's
That
what
sounds
I'm-
great.
That's what I'm into.
Like turkey, man. Potatoes are fine. I don't know. I just wanted a burrito. One year we did ham, and it was like mind-blowingly different. But I don't know. Even still, it's like
Sometimes people will do ham at Christmas, and I know that's like more typical, but I'm always like, "Get that out of here! I don't want that."
We usually have like two different types of meat. We have like a ham and then a roast beef, or a ham and like a turkey. I don't really know. I don't know why they bring turkey back.
I feel like we're
On
talking
Christmas.
about meat a lot, and none of us know a lot about it.
well,
Like,
last year for Christmas we did pizza. I think.
what?
Yeah, that was
Awesome.
awesome.
That sounds so good.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was for, but my mom asked my grandma. She's like, "What do you want?" She just like said pizza, and it wasn't happening. So we just like made. Pizza.
I want to be like old enough in a family that I can just make those requests. Like, what do you want? Pizza.
I
As
get a
of
text. Grandma wants pizza. What do you want? And I'm like spinach, mushrooms.
vegetable things. I feel like I'm also going through a pizza phase in my life where I just want to eat copious amounts of pizza.
Yeah.
Same,
That
actually.
sounds
Like-
good.
I want like a pizza taco now.
I was just thinking pizza taco.
Okay, so how would we formulate it? Would it like
Is the
would the shell be like pizza crust or?
'cause I like my two separate things, so I guess I just want pizza and tacos.
Okay.
But, yeah, anyway,
Like one in each hand, and then you take a bite. Would
or
you
you
mix the
get
flavors?
two
or like-
tacos and one sliced pizza, and you eat one taco first. You eat the slice of pizza, then go back for the taco.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like a
It's like a
taco
pizza
s-
taco.
Yeah.
weird side
Sandwich.
question? What are your socks? Are
They're,
those like fruit with feet
They're
or
lions.
faces? Those are lions. Okay, I saw like that like
Lions.
is some sort of cherry with like the green shit on top.
Okay, there is orange and yellow on my socks. There is no red nor green. Are you
They look
colorblind?
kind of like fire flowers. Not gonna lie.
Okay, that's
Like-
closer. But cherries?
Like not cherry specifically, a fruit with some
Wait,
sort of
and you
shit on
said
top.
green stuff on top. There is no green.
I was using that as an example for a type of fruit.
Can the home listeners see this? There's gray, yellow, and orange. No green. Are you colorblind?
No.
Do either of you watch New Girl?
No.
There was such a great joke a few weeks ago about someone being colorblind. And now I can't have that reference be relevant.
You can still say it.
I mean, we're not censoring it. It's just we're gonna stare at you.
Do
like we
either of
already
you
did.
know the show at all? Do you know
No.
That's Zoe Deschanel.
anything? Yeah.
That's all I know.
Okay, well, never mind. There's a character, Winston. They were like, Winston, if you think your shoes are brown, what color do you think you are? His shoes were green, and he also happens to be a man of color. And so he was like, what color do I think I am? And it was really funny because he was colorblind and he didn't know.
These
And he
shoes I'm
was
wearing
really-
are
he was
bright
really-
red Converse.
He was really bad at puzzles, and it was really great.
I wore these shoes to Between the Buried and Me show, and while I was there, I had them under. It was Ace of Spades, so they have this like one like non-alcoholic bar that has these lights under it. I had my feet under it, and it was changing colors. And this guy goes, "Holy shit! Wait, don't go anywhere." I'm like, what? He's like, "Your shoes look amazing." I look down. They're like, because of the light, they're somehow glowing. He's like, "Your shoes are red, aren't they?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm colorblind. I saw them as red."
Oh my god,
And
that's
I was like,
awesome.
Cool. Is it the light? He's like, this is weird. That's amazing. I was like, awesome, dude. He like gave me a high five or fist bump or something. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and watch metal now. And I was just like really weirded out by it.
Wait, but how does he know what red even looks like if he's never seen it before?
I don't know. That's the weird part.
So now is he going to always carry it on like a black light? Or is he going to have like black light
Blah, blah, blah.
black light glasses and like it'll turn everything black light colored? Ooh, that's a dangerous game to play. I don't want to play that game.
Do that.
Mm-mm. Don't go to your friends' rooms and play that.
Hard
Uh-oh.
pass. Can you just not do that?
Hard pass. Hard pass. Hard pass.
Pitchfork reference. We did
Yeah,
it. Full
woo.
circle.
Yep.
You should see it.
Yeah, it's actually it's a funny movie. Also, they do a cappella stuff in it.
And it's
Alright.
like it's good.
Yeah,
It's-
it's good singing. Honestly, if it wasn't in there, it'd still be a fine movie.
Yeah, no, it's really. They're coming out with a second one, which I'm a little like,
Perfecter.
I don't know.
Like
It's probably going to be Pitch Perfect 2 because
Yeah.
have you noticed that all sequels and like everything after they're like Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. I'm like, come up with a name. Is it so hard?
Come on,
It's marketing.
Just go Born Identity with it and just put a like arbitrary word. That's
Yeah.
I know, and you're like,
This
I don't know which one comes after. One's the first one? Oh God, what's second?
The Born Artibration. That's not a word. It sounds like one. So the only note I have left on my phone is "fuck Christmas."
Oh,
Okay.
Well, because
you're dressed like Christmas.
I know that's a mistake.
Are you colorblind? What color is your shirt?
It is Christmas. Only because at work we sell Christmas trees and I don't want to sling them anyway. And I'm not looking forward to Christmas music for a month.
Okay, I have no problem with Christmas music. I have a problem with it playing before Thanksgiving. Like, people start playing it after Halloween. No, wait until Thanksgiving. The second it hits 12:01 Friday, bam, you can do Christmas music for all I care. But just wait till Thanksgiving. Let it have its day.
Thanksgiving
have
doesn't
its
have any
moment.
music though.
That's not true.
There's some music
Really?
in the
That's not true.
the Charlie Brown thing.
There's a Thanksgiving song that Linda sings on Bob's Burgers, and it's like a real song.
Bam.
I don't know what it's called, but my friend just posted it on my FB wall, and she was like, "This is the best," and I was like, "I don't really want to listen to the real version of this. I prefer Linda's version much better."
That's from the most recent episode, right?
One of the more recent ones, yeah.
I went to Bob's Burgers Live. Did you hear about that?
No.
It was the 5 main voices all doing stand-up comedy.
Oh my God.
So it was Kristen Shaw, Eugene Merman.
When was this?
I don't remember, like May or
Was that the one we
June.
went to?
No, we just saw him at Sketchfest.
Oh, okay.
But it was Kristen Shaw, it was Eugene Merman, John H. Benjamin, Dan Mintz, who does Tina, and I don't even remember the guy that does Linda, but they're all doing stand-up. And then at the end, the show's creator came out, and they did a table read of one upcoming script, and they did that episode.
That's awesome.
So I'm watching the episode this last Sunday when it came on. I'm like, why is this so goddamn familiar? This can't be a rerun. It's a premiere. And then I went, oh my God, it's this one.
Do you know if they do that anymore? And if you ever hear about it, please take me.
Sure. Next time, they have done it a couple times. So next time you're okay for you.
I'm so excited. So excited at this possibility. Really like Bob's Burgers.
We should go blow a lot of money and go to a bunch of things at Sketchfest this year.
When's Sketchfest?
It's like 3 weeks in January.
Okay.
Just
Where is it? SF
all
or?
over San Francisco, yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds the best.
Like last year we went to see Gene Merman, Kristen Shaw, Reggie Watts.
Oh,
That was a really good show.
I want all of these things right now. And pizza taco.
Pizza Taco and Sketchfest.
Your cat is such a spat.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm chalking up to him being a teenager right now, or just a borderline kitten.
Puberty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's.
He don't know. He doesn't know what's going on.
He
Does
gets
he
my
like
face,
cats?
he's
Does
like-
he like dogs? What's going on here?
Actually, he was raised by a pit bull mix.
By a pack
Aw.
of wolves.
Like, pretty much. Like he was a ragtag kid off the streets who was brought in, and then he would just fuck
Wrong
with
side
this
of the train
giant-
tracks.
Exactly.
Nice.
He would just fuck with this pit bull all the time, and the pit bull would just like take it, and eventually like kind of play back and like put his whole body in her mouth. It wouldn't bite down, but it would just like I can eat you. Stop fucking with me.
Yeah, pit bulls are actually very sweet.
Mhm.
Unless you raise them to be mean. But I mean
Yeah.
that happens with
Katie.
happens to any dog, person, or cat, you know. If you raise it awful, it's gonna be awful.
That's very true.
I raised this cat to be a smartass.
Well, he's already
Clearly.
succeeded.
Hey, buddy. So, Katie,
Yes.
do you have anything else for us?
Don't you teach us things?
I do teach you things. I don't actually have a thing.
Ah, you don't have a
Today.
thing.
Cause
Can you teach us about
I
meat?
got
'Cause we've been learning. We've been talking a lot about meat.
meat.
Never had a-
Meat's pretty good sometimes.
Katie teaches requests.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Jackie was making requests for
Oh.
about something.
I make a lot of unnecessary requests.
I mean, I could just go on Wikipedia and find something about meat.
Bam, 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 bam.
It doesn't really work when you just yell vamp. I also just hit my face with the microphone. I misjudged and went bop, and it hit my chin.
Isolate that.
It hit my chin.
amplify it.
Make a drop.
Well,
Yeah, actually, like anytime I've had to vamp, like when we played a show last.
cat may have just touched something.
When
We're
we did a
good?
show
Are we okay?
last, we're good.
We're good.
When we did a show last, like my bass went out. I talked about it already, but I just sat there and said vamp, 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 because it like kill time. So yeah, it totally works.
Cool
if you just
story,
say
bro.
vamp. Yeah,
Best
thank you. I have the
story.
best stories.
So you have a poster of
Meat.
The World's End.
I do. That was a gift.
Did you see the movie?
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I don't think I really need that poster though. Like I think it's a cool poster, but when my bear calendar's up, I'm getting some of those put on like poster board stuff. I'm gonna probably just make that my bear corner.
Oh,
I like
bear
bears.
corner.
Yeah.
That's like the
Danielle's
cutest
bear.
Can you
thing ever.
like get a giant bear that'll just sit in the corner that you can like snuggle with?
That
You don't. It doesn't have to be real. It can be stuffed. I'll allow that.
I should replace my bed with a giant bear thing. My
You
roommate
should-
told me
You should replace your bed with a bear, like a real bear
It might
that
eat me.
just sleeps.
Wait. So it's a coma bear.
Yeah.
There's our episode title: Coma Bear.
Coma bear. All right.
Hashtag distraction episode.
I love the fact that most Wikipedia articles are written for like aliens. Meat is animal flesh that is eaten as food.
Oh, animal flesh. It's not really animal flesh though. It's animal muscle. right?
Humans are omnivorous and have hunted and killed
nom,
animals
nom,
for
nom.
meat since prehistoric times.
You know what I? Speaking of,
Like,
speaking of,
prehistoric times, there
No,
was this one time.
no, really. Someone told me that our like the big like woolly mammoths and stuff and like saber-toothed tigers, they didn't die out because we hunted them. They died out because we were hunting their food, and so they didn't have anything.
What do mammoths eat?
I don't know.
it could have been a mixture of both,
Other meat.
honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
Mammoths,
but like,
I thought just ate.
I thought they were herbivores.
okay,
Yeah.
well, maybe not mammoths. I was just thinking
we
of
eat-
giant furry things.
Saber-tooths, yeah, I don't know, because they were really hard to kill, right? Because they were vicious as fuck.
Yeah, but like,
like-
I guess people just always assumed that we killed off like the really big carnivores, but we didn't. We ate their
I've
food
never heard that.
before they ate their food.
I've never heard that theory.
Okay,
I'm not saying you're full of shit or wrong or anything. It's-
I'm just saying.
I've never heard that before. I want to look into it.
Looking of speaking of meat and prehistoric times, that's what I had
Well
to
done.
offer on a
You were vamping.
platter. No, it wasn't vamping because she got her stuff
Kind of.
on an
I just said
invisible
2
silver
sentences
platter.
at the beginning of the Wikipedia article.
So that's what we've learned today: is that meat
Anyway,
is animal.
yeah.
stuff.
That Wikipedia says things for aliens.
And the word of the day
Word of the day. Do, do, do.
is bat. Okay, so I couldn't really
Like the
figure
animal
out.
or the hitting device?
Like the animal.
Okay, good.
I couldn't really figure out which one it was in Japanese. So there's the katakana version, which is bato, and
Bato.
then asobi,
Asobi.
but I thought there was something else. But I was too lazy to actually go look it up. And then in French,
Katie might teach us facts, air quotes.
and then in French it's chauve-souris.
No, not chauve-souris. Chauve-souris.
Chauve-souris. Okay, souris is mouse, and chauve is bald. It's bald mouse.
That doesn't seem right, considering they have little tufts of hair on their heads and stuff.
Yeah, I know. But that's just French for you.
Woohoo!
Yep.
I believe it's in Japanese. I think Japanese, that where the literal translation for muscle becomes energy meat.
I like that so much better.
I heard that in the Things I Learned podcast, so I can't take credit for that. But yeah,
Oh,
it's awesome.
that's still a good fact.
So I'm going to recommend a couple things. First of all, seeing Pearl Jam. I got a bunch of stupid merch when I saw them. I got this wristband because I couldn't leave without something.
It looks like the Harry Potter.
It
yeah,
does.
it's just a lightning bolt, and it says PJ.
And then PJ, like James Potter, but backwards.
What about now?
Potter
It says,
James.
it says RD. What is that? Ron Dweasley. Then I
Yes.
got the sticker. It says the date on it. Pearl Jam. Anyway, see Pearl Jam if you can. And I got the new Steven Wilson thing.
Yay!
It's a single, but it also has a bunch of live tracks on it from a thing he did, and music videos which are really twisted and kind of awesome. And look at that. It's a Scribble Man.
He looks like a Martian. He's like, whoa. Except not.
Maybe he's reading Wikipedia.
So that's my recommendation for this. Guys, is that the episode?
No, it's
Okay,
too
fine.
short.
That's-
It hasn't been 2 hours yet.
You're the only one who's like, his shows are too short because you listen to the audio
I
while you
know.
do stuff. So,
I know.
all right, you have an hour and 10 minutes to fill. Go.
How long have we been talking?
About 50. Oh, that includes bonus shit. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so come on, guys.
I've
I've been staring at your bookshelf, and I've been secretly hoping that I'm gonna find like 50 Shades of Grey or something
No.
embarrassing.
I've got Hitchhiker's Guide. I've got Moby Dick, which
I know.
I've read or finished.
Which could be porn in itself. We don't know.
Moby's
Has
Dick.
anyone really finished the book? Let's face it.
It's about the electronic artist and his penis. It should be Moby's dick.
Oh.
The S has been scratched off from so much reading.
So much. It's very descriptive of his penis. I'm surprised you can get like 700 pages out of it. I've got a lot of Chuck Klosterman. I've got some
Dan
music
Brown.
biographies. I've got
I
a
see.
Dan Brown
I
thing.
see you, Dan Brown.
Yeah, I have also.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
have Eating the Dinosaur.
Yeah.
And Tyler, who Daniel and I both know, gave me that book, and I mean, why I was looking at it. I was supposed to bring it back and give it to him because I've had it for like a year and a half, and I have some CDs for him. And I left for SAC to come to SAC today, and I like seen this book and these CDs. I put them where I would see them all the time, and I've seen them every day this week, and I'm like, bring them Friday, and I forgot them.
Of course.
Did you read it and enjoy it?
I read a few because they're essays, Eating the
Yes.
Dinosaur, and I couldn't really get into it.
Okay.
I've heard, what is it, Rock and Roll and Cocoa Puffs, or
Yes.
Sex and Drugs and Cocoa Puffs, something about Cocoa Puffs. Anyway,
Sex, drugs, and Cocoa Puffs.
okay, so I've heard that's the one to read.
Yes,
that's a really good one. Yeah, Eating the Dinosaur, I tried to get into it, and I wasn't really feeling it.
I really liked 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one. Actually, I'm in the middle of a really good one called "I Wear the Black Hat."
Mm-hmm.
They're all essays still, but it's a study of people who are considered to be evil,
Interesting.
and goes into why they're evil, and of course, in a Klosterman way, goes off on tangents about media that aren't really related to it, and then comes back to it. It's really cool. And also, his novels are pretty good.
Okay. Interesting.
I read one called, it's over there somewhere, Downtown Owl,
Okay.
where it's 3 stories that seemingly are not connected in a small town in fucking somewhere, and it's just kind of
Place
like
where small
day in
towns
the
lie.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just like a day in the life thing for these 3 people who live their lives, and it's nothing crazy happens, but it's still just interesting.
That sounds highly fascinating.
Yeah.
I really
Well,
like in
you
like
swear, it's good.
movies and stuff when you have several different storylines, and I mean, like, you know that they're always gonna like connect somehow, but I really like how they do that. And sometimes it's just in like mundane ways of like these people are just in a class together, you know, something like that, and you can see how all these worlds are so different for these people, but they're all in the same place. I think that's really interesting. Anyway, that's so we got like 2 minutes out of that.
Yes.
I have been reading this book called The Lie, and I can't remember who it's by. But the guy has wrote like it's something like The Average American Male or something like that. That's a novel, and I'm on the line of being very, it's too vulgar, but it's also really fascinating.
What's too
And
vulgar
it's-
about it?
Yeah, is it
Well,
vulgar how?
so there's 3 people in the story, and every other chapter is their side of the story, or their
Right.
life, and it's like
It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's Kyle right here, and then it's Heather here, and then it's Brett here, and it's like, this is what happened, for Kyle, and Heather's involved in it, and this is what happened, chronologically and all that stuff. And Brett, the character, is this guy who has just been handed everything. He's this beautiful man. His family's super rich. Like, he has everything, and he knows that he can get women to do all these deviant, vulgar sexual acts, and he just tries to like one up himself every single time. And it's fascinating, but it also horrifies me that 1, somebody thought of this,
Yeah.
and 2, somebody probably thought of this because it's happened.
Probably.
And so
Yeah.
one of them is this guy gets these girls to do one another with a strap on, and he watches, and then
Surprised you didn't join.
something happens where he I think like one of them gives him a BJ, and he tells her, or she like spits it in this cup of Listerine he has next to the bed that he like had from the night before. He didn't plan that, but then he has one of them pour it into the other one's lady parts.
Oh.
Interesting.
And that's just
Wait,
like,
That
With
sounds
the
really.
Listerine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really painful.
yeah, like
See, here's the fucked up thing about anything you read that's sexual. If you read it, it's
That means it's
probably
a
happened.
fantasy.
And
Yeah.
also, it's probably not the first time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of stuff that like that is brought up, and I mean maybe it is because like I am very naive in certain ways, because my sexual life has not been that colorful. I have never been in any way ever close to that kind of
Never in
situation.
like a cat suit or anything.
And so like maybe it's that, and maybe that's why like it's so borderline vulgar to me, but
Well, it might also
Yeah.
just be like
It's
you
also
aren't
vulgar?
yeah, I mean, like you aren't into that particular type of thing, so
yeah, because
it's going to be vulgar. To
yeah,
you.
there's definitely like a lot of things, but like it's very interesting because like he completely understands like the situation, and he's not really like, oh, I'm a gift to these women. He's like, these women are going to throw themselves at me. Let
Yeah.
me see what I can make them do. And it just upsets me as a woman that people would do that.
So it's Heather's story.
But it also makes me very happy that like I am not degraded like he does to these, like he degrades these women, and
Yeah.
I'm never like that. I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. Who knows? Who can say?
So if you're hot enough and you are charming enough and you have a cup of Listerine,
Don't do it.
yeah.
I do
Seriously,
not.
what are the other 2 stories? If one is just
So
sexual stuff.
I mean that's like his main focus. But they all three know each other. Kyle and Brett are best friends, and Kyle is a very mild-mannered guy, like very nice, treats all these people with respect, and he meets Heather, falls in love with her instantly, but Heather is kind of closer to what Brett is in like deviant and vulgar, and but she also like, I don't know, tries to like make it work with Kyle, and it's just very interesting. Like she starts dating Kyle so she can do Brett because she's heard he's well endowed and he's hot, and I guess it's like, all right, like did Brett, boom, nailed it. Like one
I feel
thing
like
off
this
the
book would
bucket
just make
list.
me so angry. Just
It's
like
it
what
definitely,
the hell?
yeah, it's very, but like there are people, like the characters, like I can see parts of them in friends of mine. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know.
Katie, what are you reading?
I don't have time
Just
to
go-
read anything.
Boo. Just
You know
don't
what you
write
should
things.
do? Take a job. Live in the East Bay. Take a job in the city, so you get half an hour
Hey.
each, or an hour, there and back.
I'm down.
Yep.
Just give me the money to go, like.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I liked having school and a job in Sacramento because I just listen to podcasts on the way. I always
Yeah.
wanted to read on the drive, but
Mhm.
those 2 things don't go well together.
Yeah.
I've
Imagine
heard
that.
they don't mix. Although, okay, so I recently started listening to Harry Potter audiobooks because somebody gave one to me, and I'd like a completely different experience
Who's
Are
been
they
reading?
good?
of
Okay.
of listening to the book. Like I wouldn't, because I've read the books 1,000 times and I've seen it 1,000. I don't know how that just happens. Sometimes I'll have accents that just, I'm like, I didn't know I could be Minnesotan. I didn't know how that worked.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Minnesotan.
It didn't work. It didn't sound right in my head, but I said it.
Girl.
So I've read the books 1,000 times and I've seen the movie half 1,000 times. But yeah, the audiobooks, it's
500.
very interesting. Jim
Nailed it.
Dale is the voice of it. Did you ever watch Pushing Daisies?
No.
Oh, he narrates a lot of things. That's just the one that always comes to my mind. But he's fantastic.
Okay.
And he does different voices for it instead of like bringing in different actors to do voices, which I realized, like might be a little bit obnoxious. I'm personally amazed at how he can remember every single character's voice.
I can't.
Yeah.
When I do LPs, I can't. Like, I'll like leave it for like a month or whatever because I have stuff to do, and then I'll come back to it and be like, "What the fuck voice did I have for this person? I don't understand."
What did I make Mickey sound
Anyway, so I highly recommend. Someone gave me Chamber of Secrets on audiobook, and I finished it, and then I was like, "Parents, just give me the rest for Christmas." So
I've
now
heard that the Game of Thrones ones are really good.
yeah, interesting.
Like they're voiced by different people, so they have like a full cast of.
Interesting. I have to finish those books.
Me
I read
too.
the first one.
Because I won't see the series until I do.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But I finished the first book, so I can watch the first season. But it was just so dense. So like it's
Yeah.
I finished it in like August, and it's November. Bless you.
Listen.
Versus.
And I've had the second one for a few weeks, and I just like keep looking at it. I'm like, not yet. Not ready for you yet.
I'm not ready for all the dying and the.
it's just. And I want to go to the Red Wedding, and I know that's in book 3, because I know the Red Wedding.
Spoilers, don't know about that yet. I literally don't know anything
I know
about
everything
the series.
about it. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it. It's weird, right?
Well, I know
terrible.
shit goes down at the Red Wedding, and I'm just like, I want to know, but I have to read it first. I want to know what love is. Want you to show me. Glad that just happened. Moving on.
We were on that podcast I mentioned in the last episode, which hasn't dropped yet. But
No,
whatever.
it hasn't. I need to yell at him about that.
Well, he dropped one since then with a band.
Yeah, but that was the week before us
Who?
or whatever.
We were on a show called MHCP.
It doesn't really. Well, no, it starts for
Do-
metal hardcore.
Metal
punk?
hardcore punk.
Okay.
podcast.
Nice.
Or metal hardcore punk.
How did you get involved in that?
Katie knows the dude that runs it from
Yep.
Escuela.
Nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
So we were on that, and while we were on there, me and the Dan,
dude.
who is it safe to say he's kind of the head of the whole
Yeah,
thing? Yeah,
pretty
we
much.
we started nerding out about podcasts we listen to,
Nice.
and since then I've added one of them to my ever growing list.
Yeah.
Called Nerd Poker.
Oh, okay.
It's Brian Posehn, who's a stand-up comic I really like.
Mm-hmm.
It's him and all his like nerdy comic friends. They play D&D,
Nice.
and it's just like
Nerd poker.
yeah, it's just them going through the game, and that's what it sounds like is what it is, and it's fascinating.
Interesting.
Even though in every episode they're like an hour long, they barely do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they just sit there and discuss if they're going to go through a doorway, and then
For, like,
all
20
right,
minutes.
It's like, all right, it's been an hour. So it's
You're like,
it's-
did they go to the door? What happened? I don't know.
I'm really
did I miss
interested in the
something?
story of it, but it's so drawn out. But it's still funny at the same time.
Do you listen to it in succession?
Yeah, it's about 50 some odd episodes in, and I went back to the beginning because I've wanted to listen to it, but I found out about it 20 in, and I didn't want to go to the beginning. And him saying, do it, so I went back and did it.
I feel that same way about like some things. I'm like, this is like 200 episodes. Do I want to commit to this? And yeah.
Oh, Jackie,
But
glad
I
you're here
listen
for
to
this.
things. I listen to podcasts out of succession.
Oh, okay.
So at the Pearl Jam show, I
Yeah?
was sitting next to this mother and her daughter, and they were fucking insane. And in the process, I gotten overheard. I'm not sure. It hasn't been on Stop Podcasting Yourself, but
Did
I
you
sent it.
you sent it in?
Yes, I sent
Did
it
you
sitting there.
Did you send it into the correct email address?
What's the correct? Is it spy@maximumfun.org?
I think so.
Cool, because that's the one I've been
Because I
hitting
think
them with.
I sent mine into stoppodcastingyourself@gmail.com because I heard it on older episodes.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, this is the same thing. And then I listened to a recent one, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's not.
Damn, it's not updating right. Anyway, the gist of it was this girl and her mom were talking about the shows they've been to, and her mom's like maybe late 40s, 50s. She's like, yeah, I haven't been to Oracle Arena in 20 years, and I saw so-and-so here. And she's like, I haven't been to a show in a long time. Her daughter's like, the last show I was at was a long time ago, too. I was at Insane Compost. Oh, that's when I got on stage. And her mom's like, oh, is that when you got on stage with them and you're, like, flashing and stuff like that? She's like, yeah, it was amazing. I got sprayed with Faygo the whole time. And I guess the more they spray you more if you show more. This girl's maybe 18. maybe tops. It was like so uncomfortable. And her mom's like stoked about it.
That's terrible.
I am fascinated by juggalos. Like,
Why?
I like the fact that they are their own society.
Yeah.
In this world, and like I don't know, I find them fascinating. Like, I don't really want to be a part of it. I kind of want to go to the gathering only because I want to like see if it's I want to see what it's about. Like, I want to know that
same.
it's real life,
Really?
but I want to be there for like half an hour and be
There-
like, I
yeah.
want to leave this.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
wanna I don't
I'd be
wanna
so
stay.
scared.
There's like a band a year I would see, so we'd go see that band. Try not to get shot in the drug tunnel. And then leave.
Yeah.
Like, oh my, like, just I don't know. I just think they just fascinate me so much.
There's a book I want to read that this guy wrote called You Don't
Juggalo?
No, You Don't Know Me But You Hate Me or something like that.
Oh.
And it's a dual like examination of fish heads because they're like this weird kind of cult like
Yeah.
and juggalos. And the guy goes to like a dozen fish concerts and does everything you're supposed to do, like does a bunch of drugs and does the same thing at the gathering of juggalos, and he compares and contrasts them. It sounds really interesting. But the overheard from this thing was they're talking about that show, and she goes, "Didn't so and so go with you that show?" And she's like, "Yeah, but she wasn't fun. She wasn't on stage with me." She's like, "I thought she was a partier like you." She's like, "She's not even on my level. I mean, I learned how to drink with a bunch of black guys."
Oh
Which
my god.
I don't understand. And I laughed, and they saw me laughing.
Hey,
And I wound up talking to them. We like had some conversation about me seeing Pearl Jam, and like she's like, "Oh yeah, this is her birthday
job?
present."
Oh.
No, she's like, "Oh, this is her birthday present. Oh, this is kind of my birthday present too." I look at Mazel Tov. She's like, "So you're a Jew, huh?" And I was like, "No, I just think words are fun."
Nope.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Eject
No.
this situation. I don't want to be in this
I don't know
anymore.
what you're going with this. I don't know if you're going hater. You're very interested in the fact that I'm Jewish. I'm not Jewish though. So that just, and they were just endless source of entertainment because they just talked about like
Juggalos.
juggalo life and like going off road and like hurting yourself terribly on like ATVs.
Man.
Awesome.
And they were excited about every step of it.
Lows and lets are just endless hours of entertainment.
What?
Juggalos and
Oh, yes.
juggalettes. That's what they call themselves. There's this great website it's a Tumblr called Juggalos on OkCupid.
Oh my god, I've seen it. So good.
Oh my god, like the fact that these people exist makes my heart break and so happy at the same time.
Okay, why?
It's just like the best. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's
Like, it's
the way-
indescribable. That's
the
what
way-
it is.
I will try and put one of them I remember in a nutshell. It's essentially like this guy who's like typically your stereotypical juggalo is an overweight guy who's a little white trash.
Right.
It's him, no shirt, wearing the clown makeup, and his like tag is like, "I like knives," and that's all. Like that's like the most information he's given. He like knives, he likes violence and shit. Like that.
Okay, so I've noticed that there's a few like OkCupid's juggalo things, and one of them is like a really great just like Spark Notes version of it. It's just like a picture and there's like like I like knives, but there's actually another one that I think it's Juggalos on OkCupid and the other one is Juggalos of OkCupid.
That one letter.
Yeah. But one of them is a more legitimate site or more legitimate Tumblr, and it's just like it has their picture and it has like their description and it's glorious in every way. Sorry, my phone went off again. I've never been this popular. I don't understand. It's like
Because you're on the show.
3 texts in an hour?
Your sister's wondering if you're like
Yeah. Are you live? What
Left you in a
happened?
weird parking lot. in
Have they
Davis.
skinned you alive yet? What's
Yes,
going on?
It's coming. That's gonna be the grand. Well, we're not
Yeah.
gonna like wear it or anything. We're just gonna throw it up.
I mean, to talk about juggalos, it was
Yeah.
foreshadowing. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm only myself to blame at this point.
So growing up in Woodland, there was a lot of juggalos, but I didn't know what they were until like I went to.
I've never seen one in the
There's-
wild before.
there's a lot.
Juggalos in Woodland?
It's kind of a Woodland High thing, but it's
Oh,
something I thought
okay.
you grew out of when you're like 14.
Right, yeah.
But some of them didn't. Have you ever been to Barney's? It's the record store in Woodland next to.
I don't know if I've ever been in there, but I know what you're talking about.
It is a juggalo center.
Haven.
There's a back
Awesome.
corner that has a flag. They have the Hatchet Man dolls. They have all their albums. They have DVDs. They have like a whole shrine for them. We could go.
Can we like wear like camo and like peer behind stuff.
We have to
I
walk
want
in through a
to,
door.
I want
I'm
to
pretty sure there's a
observe
bell.
them in their natural habitat. I don't want to spook them.
The guy that works there though is like
Normal?
so sad.
Oh.
He's like, one time I went in there years. I don't know if he's been better, but years ago I went in there. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, I'm alive, and that's all he said. And like flipped through his magazine.
You're
And
like,
was just like,
I don't know how to get out of this situation. I don't know how to respond
like,
to this.
Do you just have Megadeth? I just want the Megadeth album, please. I got excited. What happened?
So, I wanted to quote the IT crowd just then. When Moss goes, well done, Jen. You've back to normal. They're filming again.
Are they doing a special, right?
Is it a special?
I'm pretty sure it's a special.
Do you watch the IT crowd?
I do not.
You should. Have I
know,
told you should?
Yeah.
Okay, you should do this before Doctor
how you
Who
know it's-
because it's shorter.
Okay.
And they're like 6 episodes. There's like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I
They're
think
like
I
20
only
minutes.
stopped because the first episode sucks.
Mm.
Sure, harmonizer.
Would we call it sucky?
No, I think it does take a couple episodes
To
for it
really
get into it and
understand.
to, like for it to find its legs. But
Yeah.
once it does, it's like
So good.
the first 2 or 3 seasons are great. The last one I wasn't too keen on. The first
Is
boss
it
was
loaded?
amazing.
Nope. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, definitely like it's weird, but it's like classic British humor in such a
Alright.
good way. And like if you don't enjoy anything except for Moss alone, like that's enough. That is enough.
The first boss is pretty brilliant too.
Oh, so good. So good.
The one where Elton John's there.
Oh.
References to things.
3 people who listen to this will understand.
Oh, of the 5 people that listen to this.
How many people? Well, I am one of them, and
Right.
you are another. So
That's
you
2 downloads.
Yeah.
That's all I should have said.
How many people subscribe to this?
I don't know subscriptions, but every month we get anywhere from 40 to 100 feed hits or whatever that is.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that's people like refreshing their iTunes and downloading it. I don't know if that's people going to the website and streaming
You
it.
don't know.
It's hard to actually tell without paying a lot more money
Mm.
because you
Okay.
can get very specific stats if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to, down to like people's neighborhoods.
Oh,
That's
yikes.
creepy.
Don't do
The
that.
Nice Man podcast can do that. For some reason, they put money into finding out where people live.
And they found out where you live.
Yeah, well, I've listened to them for a long time.
Well, yeah,
and-
I know that they know you,
yeah.
and you like gave them a personal shout out when they were like when they went on hiatus.
They've come back and sent some 2 episodes.
I've listened to that also on BLIPcast before. You've said that as well.
Yeah, well, it made me happy. They're one of my favorite shows. And I've listened to them so long that it's like they're friends of mine, which they're not because I'm crazy.
And you don't actually know them, and you never will meet them.
It's unlikely. There was one point where one of the guys was going to move out to California, and I said, come to San Francisco, I want to meet you. And it seemed like it was going to happen there for a bit, and it didn't. That was like a halfway point. For me. Yeah, I live somewhere. San Francisco is the halfway point between here and LA, right?
Yes. So anyway, watch the IT crowd. It's really great.
Okay.
There's like a new like tablet commercial. Have you seen the where they? I think they make a reference to it. I'm not sure. Where there's like a guy, some like schleppy looking IT guy, and he walks by a desk and he goes like, "Oh, hey Chris, can you help me out with something?" And he said, "Have you tried restarting it?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Is this an IT crowd reference? Was this brilliant?"
Have you
And
tried
then
turn off and on again?
yeah, well, they can't do a word for word.
Right, of course.
People, what a bunch of bastards. See it, so you'll understand these references.
I started laughing
Okay.
a second ago because I imagined the stop telling people you had sex with me.
Interesting.
Oh, so
Fuck
good.
context. So, Jackie, is this long enough for you now?
Yeah,
All
this
right.
has been
Okay.
like an hour and 50.
I don't even know.
Plus, we
Solid.
have stuff to talk
Solid.
about off this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'cause we
I've
gotta get to
remembered-
the dirt.
Both of them.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't-
yeah, both of them.
Okay, I remember yours. I don't.
The
remember now.
like the not political version.
Yeah.
Of, like leaving my job.
Right. So this has been episode
Alright.
28 of the BLIPcast. We'll be back eventually.
And I'll probably be back
Hopefully
just
soon.
as, just as soon.
Until then, you can contact us, blipcast@gmail.com, Twitter at blipcast, Facebook same. I'm at Overcord. She's at Lady Laumes. She's at Jaxalac.
Jack Selak. I'm pretty funny on Twitter.
On them tweets. You are.
You are.
I'm like,
You
I
are.
favorite quite a few things. And every time, it's funny because one time you're like, every time you favorite something, I feel validated.
Yeah. I feel like someone's actually listening.
Mine, it's just like, I wrote a metal thing.
I don't go
Like
on Twitter enough to like retweet and favorite things by people.
Mhm.
Also, I've like never favorited something, so I feel like I have to keep that streak going.
So you're like, I like when you favorite things. favoring nothing.
I'm kind of a social media jerk in the sense that I want everyone to appreciate the things that I say and do and, you know, validate that somehow. But I don't ever want to like.
Don't make me.
No. I mean, like, I'll like the occasional person. Like, I'll like the good, you know, Facebook status and pictures and stuff like that. And I'll retweet. Yeah, cat pictures, of course. But like, I hate it when I make the mistake of commenting on someone's stuff and then you get 16 notifications of like people being like, LOL, that's so true. I'm like, this is not a comment that you should put out in the world. This is not a good thing.
I have friends I try not to leave stuff on because I know that's going to happen.
Yeah. I've made that mistake several times of commenting on someone's stuff. And I'm like, no, why have I done this? Why have I done this? What have I immediately regret this decision.
Suck it, Facebook. We out. That's the noise.
Hey.
Are you a DJ? Okay. Yeah. Kinda, I guess.
I'm not a DJ.
That's cool. It's like, well, who are you? Like, I used to be this, and this, and she's like, oh, that's cool. Like, now I'm just the old guy that likes to do a show still, so I'm gonna go do my show still.
I thought you had a thing with your faces on it. Not anymore.
Oh, that's our logo.
That's just.
Should we get that to be our background?
Yes. Or you should put it
like one of the pictures in our
get a banner of our face.
Yes.
Get a banner of your face.
I'll mostly be in front of it. I look good.
I can also move. I just sat directly in the middle because I wanted to be a jerk.
Is that what we did with guests? No, we force you in the middle usually.
Yeah. I'm fine not being in the middle.
I need to take off my jacket.
I don't know. Wait a minute, Daniel.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know how you want it.
I was asking about lighting more than anything.
Oh.
Because it's dark. Because it's dark now. Dark time. No.
So close. So close.
That is fun.
Kitty. What? Kitty.
Are we saying things into the microphone?
Microphones. Jackie say things?
Jackie saying things? Jackie saying many things?
Jacking saying things?
Did I say jacking?
I believe so. You verbed yourself.
Oh, I verbed myself.
Myself.
Wow, this is not working out for me right now. Oh, man. Rough life. Rough life with cats and microphones. I feel that I'm like an overly attached podcast guest because I'm like, hey, have me on this.
You're tied with Aubrey now, but Aubrey's on 3 times in a row because she used to just be on the couch when we did it anyway. Yeah, so you're the only person that's been in every studio.
What up?
Every Birds of Cat Box.
that?
We can make medals, Katie. Say things.
I am saying things.
Can we volunteer you for this
Can we volunteer you as a tribute?
act
What act? What?
of
What did I miss?
making medals? Did
yes.
you guys both see Hunger Games? Can we talk about that?
I want to. I haven't seen it yet.
What'd you say? You're not? Oh, do you want to see it?
No.
Did you see the first one, Katie?
No.
Lady Meow Meow?
No.
Did you?
I liked it a lot.
I have not read the book. That's why I haven't seen him.
Okay.
I didn't.
Fair
read
enough.
The book. I don't.
Because I'm a purist in that sense as well. But
You
I
talk
saw
to
the first one. I was like, I'm going to. Sorry, that was my phone.
me. You're the best, and that's for the proof.
Thanks. Woohoo! I was like, I'm gonna read the books before I see the movie because it was like coming out in a few weeks, and my
Right.
sister was like, "Do you want to go see it?" And I was like, "Yes." So I watched it and then read all of them.
Katie, talk.
I am talking still. Kind of. I want you, Phil Hartman. Come snuggle me. What? No.
He's not snuggleable. He's kind of a dick. Like I forced him a little bit ago, and he was like cool
Oh my
with
god.
it. What?
Nothing. Lots of text messages.
You just get a dick pic?
No.
Because the way he like covered it, I was like, oh. All right, we're actually already recording.
You were looking at it. And
I was like staring
uh,
absentmindedly, and I was like, "I'm staring at her crotch. Look away! Look away!"
It's You're Staring at Your Crotch on camera, on film, on BLIPcast, episode 28. Greetings.
We're not recording, are we?
We are.
Are we? Yeah,
Yeah, we are.
We're going.
We've been
both.
recording this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my my gosh.
Oh, that's why we always have bonus content.
Yeah.
I know.
Because we just like.
And I feel like I always say super rude things in it. And it's like.
Was there anything rude
A
with
Catbox production.